and welcome back to Ridgeback Creations. This is episode 2 out of the Christmas Ornaments. So if you haven't seen episode 1 yet, I encourage you to click somewhere on the screen. And in that episode it was the bow truckle. Today it's going to be the Cornish Pixie from Harry Potter. So let's get started. Starting off the Cornish Pixie, I'm going to make a little torso that I can add limbs on after it has been baked once. Now the torso is pretty much ready and it's time to pre-bake it once. The torso has now been in the oven once, and now I'm going to continue adding on the beginning of a neck and some shoulders. I also see that the back is very flat, so I'm going to add on a little bit of a back to it as well. Now I'm done adding the neck and a little extra piece that I'm going to attach the head on later, and the beginning of 2 shoulders, and I've added a little bit of shoulder muscle on the back side as well, since it was a little bit flat. And now this is going to be in the oven for a second time. The torso and neck has now been in the oven for a second run, and now I'm just going to squeeze on a ball that's going to be the head, and I think I'm just going to hollow it out a little bit before I add it to the neck, because it's a little bit hard to press it down. But roughly like this. His head looks humongous at this point, but they do really have a big head. Now I'm just going to try to attach it as good as possible to the neck that we made, or I made. The shape of the head is a little bit alien-like, with a little tip of a chin and wide jaws and a big forehead with huge eyes. I'm going to add the ears and antlers after I baked it one more time. Now I'm gonna ahead and add a lot of details to the face. I'm still gonna add some details after I baked it once more, but I don't want to do it now because the more I work on it, the more it just warps around. So it's easier to add on more details later on, such as the ears, the antlers, and some details around the eyes. The face has now been in the oven for 30 minutes. I'm gonna add some eyelids. So I'm just gonna take some small pieces, roll them out into little sausages. A little bit shorter, and I'm just going to squeeze them in between what is going to be, or supposed to be, the eye socket. Just going to use my tool here and fix it in place. Now I've finished the eyelids. I'm just going to add some more clay to the back of his head because it's a little bit flat. And then I'm going to proceed on to adding some antlers and ears. The clay on the back side is finished, and I'm just measured out 2 small parts of clay that I mixed in with a little bit more translucent clay. And this is going to be the beginning of the ears. So they have pretty huge ears. It goes from the top of the head almost down to the cheek. And the length of them are approximately the same length as the entire head. I'm going to continue to sculpt, but this is the rough shape that you want. After I added the other ear, it's time to add the antlers, and they're going to be on the top of the head, roughly in the center of the eyes on each side. And you just roll them out like this, add a little extra on the bottom, and then you just smooth that out with the rest of the figure. For the legs of the Cornish Pixie, I'm going to start with the feet and like bottom part, and just going to bake this part before I'm going to add it to the rest of the leg. So I'm just going to show how I made this one. So you just want to grab a really thick part that's going to be the foot, because they have pretty big feet. And you can always chop off pieces as you go, and you just want to roll. I have the ankle here. I just want to push out a little heel on the back and then squeeze a foot shape in the front. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut that foot into 2 pieces, like so. Then shape them. I'm just going to use the tool here and just roll it around in order to start making 2 nails. And I'm just going to point them and push them towards the toe again, just to make that little indent more narrow. So here's a foot, here's the ankle, and that's the heel. I just want to curve the little nails a little bit downwards, and I want this tilt of the ankle going this way and the other one going forward. And now they're ready for the oven. For the arms, I'm going to make the hands and lower part of the arm first by rolling out a sausage with a thing, I don't know. The wrists are really thin. I'm just going to squeeze this part down and make 3 little fingers, because they have 3 fingers. And just remove those triangles. And I'm just going to continue shaping those as I want them. I'm going to use, for example, this tool and just drag it in between the fingers, and to curve it inwards like I would with a hand, I just use the same tool to shape it like this. And once I'm happy with the hand and how it looks like, I'm going to pop it in the oven before I continue. The arms and legs have been baked once in the oven, and I'm now going to sculpt the arm and leg sections that are in between the figure and the endings. First of all, I'm going to attach the sausage looking part to what's going to be the elbow. And they have pretty sharp elbows. And I'm just going to smooth it out. After I added the sausage onto the bottom part of the arm and the body, I see that it is a little bit bendy. So I actually have to bake all the different segments of the body one by one. But it's the same principle of this arm on both the feet and the other arm. And I'm just going to tweak them into different positions, making it look like he has a certain move. So the arms and legs are now attached to it, and it has been in the oven for the last time. Unfortunately, one of the legs fell over in the oven. I didn't notice until it was too late, so keep that in mind when you're making it, that you stabilize it well in the oven so it doesn't get crooked like mine. So I have some dark blue paint, and I'm just going to smear it all over him as a base coat, and then I'm going to proceed after that. Now I'm done with the blue base coat, and now I'm gonna mix the blue in with some silver and add some highlights, etc. on the entire body. I'm just brushing it lightly over as I've done in previous videos, so you just get it in the outmost top points and not in the creases. Here is the finished Cornish Pixie. I just added some wings out of plastic and added some nail polish in the eyes to shine them off. And yeah, can't really get any more shiny and glittery or sparkly than this. So this Cornish Pixie is going into our Christmas tree. Thank you so much for watching.